We did it, everyone. We made it to the end of the week. We are here now for the weekly update. It is September 20th, 2025. We did it. Chat band is back. Everyone, make sure to repost the live. I don't know what you're iming, but I'm. Thank you, Shell. Guys, last week was a super rough week. This past week now is improving. But you know what we're seeing a lot of? We are seeing a lot of the demonic forces, the people that are evil, are really showing themselves. And it's very nice to see that they are being held accountable for their evil, for their wishes of harm, and for all of the nastiness. It's nice to see that the right is finally leveling the battlefield. We are no longer playing an asymmetric warfare with the left. Now, we are learning lessons from them, and we are treating them the same way that they treated us. The moral high ground is nice and all that, but if you end up losing the battle because the other person isn't playing by the rules, then what was the point? I'm not a huge fan of abusing the rules, guys. But when the left is playing by no rules, you kind of have to modify your methodology a little bit. So let's get the first thing pulled up. First thing is going to be my profile, guys. Go ahead and visit my profile. Check out the links in there. You can also see my live schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, evening updates at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday's topic exchange, 8:45. This last Tuesday, guys, go check it out. They are recorded. It was a lot of fun. We were up until almost 1 in the morning. Also, Saturday, you're here right now. The weekly update, 7 p.m. Eastern as well. Two Vets and a Gardener coming to a time slot near you. We'll see. Sunday, also 4 p.m. Eastern. Shell and Christina do their Bible space. So go ahead and check all those out. It will be well worth it, and share out the live while you're at it. Guys, we still need to break our personal best, and to do that, I am going to need your help. Our personal best right now is 1,057 views for the weekly update. I bet we can break it. But like I said, to break it, I need your help. So share out the live, guys. But first things first, we have our section on immigration. Immigration across the world first. And you can see here a video. This girl says things that I'm surprised the adults aren't willing to say. But then again, we're talking about the UK, so I really shouldn't be that surprised at all.
Why are you not listening? Why is Keir Starmer not hearing our call? Why is our government deaf to it all?
Because you're white. Sorry. Spoiler alert, everyone. It's because you're white, honey.
Why is Sadiq Khan free to divide, saying white families don't stand with London's pride? If the words are reversed, the outrage would burn, yet when aimed at us, the headlines don't turn. We speak as a country, but silence replies.
Yeah, she's already said it. It's because you're white. Like Keir Starmer claims to be all this anti-illegal immigration. He is enabling it. He is empowering it. Their head of immigration is a freaking Muslim migrant, for God's sake, everyone. Like, it makes zero sense. Your country hates you, my little girl. I'm sorry.
Truths are twisted, replaced with lies. Why call us racist for showing our pride, for flying the flag with our families beside?
Yes, they are flying the flag of their country, and they're being called racists and supremacists and all of the ists and isms for flying the colors of the country. Think about that. Think about how crazy that is. Although it happens here in the United States, guys, we fly the American flag, and if we do it in the wrong circumstances, we're also called ists and isms.
For standing as people for land we defend, we honour our roots, we don't need to pretend.
I do like that this rhymes, though. It's a very sad story, but it rhymes.
Why do taxpayers give yet see no return, while others take freely but never earn?
Ooh, yep, free shit for all the migrants, but the citizens get punished and beaten down, and nothing is provided for them. Not that it should be, but it should be provided for no one. Not these migrants. They should not be treated as special and above others. What's up, Karen? Good to see you in the chat. Murica.
We carry the weight, yet nothing comes back. Our shoulders are breaking, the system is off track.
Oh, I was going to say whack. Good opportunity to say the system is whack.
We're watching our NHS fade day by day, struggling to keep afloat as we pray. Why send out aid without filters in place, while some show no respect for our culture, our space?
Also, this music is probably going to get the stream taken down, but hey, you know what? We're gonna just see how long it goes.
Why is it a crime to want Britain to be British at heart, with strength and with peace? We welcome culture, diversity too.
No, we don't. You should welcome your own culture, little one. Yours. The British culture, no others.
But not at the cost of losing our view. Why is our aid not weighed with care, while veterans wait for help that is not there?
I'll spoiler alert again on that one. Guys, the governments, if you're a veteran, they've already wrung all of your usefulness out of you. They have discarded you. Whereas a migrant still has political capital and value. So a migrant is going to have more priority for the government than a veteran will, because the veteran is already used up and ready to be discarded. We may not like it as veterans. It sucks. It's annoying. But that's just the truth. Sorry. Even if it's hard to hear, you need to hear it. Your government looks for the people that it can use to gain power and wealth. And if you're not one of those, they're going to treat you like trash.
They carried our burdens, they paid the price, yet promises fade, replaced with ice. So why, dear leaders, ignore what we say? The people are speaking. Don't turn away.
Oh, they're going to keep turning away, honey. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Because they hate you. Because you aren't useful to them. It's just how that works. But guys, it's confirmed. Another immigration story here. Ilhan Omar married her brother. This was discovered by Steven Crowder a few years ago, actually. But it's now coming back around because Ilhan Omar decided to be a real trashy, evil individual and make comments about Charlie Kirk and some other things. So now that that's coming to light, her and AOC are under a microscope. And as being under a microscope, things from her past are coming back to haunt her. This is one of them. Committing immigration fraud. The DOJ needs to look into this. I agree, Nick. She's nasty. Yes, she is. Yeah, guys, immigration fraud. She is a member of the legislature. She should absolutely be kicked out. She should be denaturalized as a citizen, and she should be deported back to Somalia, because if she wants to be so pro-Somalia, she can go back and enjoy her time in Somalia. But on her way out, they should absolutely strip her of her assets, because she got all of those assets while as a legislator here for this country, and probably did it in a somewhat shady fashion. I don't know how else you increase your net worth 3,500% in a single year unless you're doing something shady, do you? Seems a little odd. Trump also came out, as of yesterday, has now tacked a $100,000 fee on H-1B visas. Now, these aren't the O1, something, I forget the number, but there is a specific visa that is for exceptional people. That's not these. H-1Bs are supposed to be used to get, top talent from these countries. In theory, that's what they tell us. But in reality, they use it to bring in low skill and entry-level people to replace Americans, because they're willing to work for less. Because you can get talent from other places in the world and pay them less. Well, in order to end that, tacking on a $100,000 fee per visa is going to make it a little bit more expensive to employ these people. And I think that's good, because it's going to encourage people to employ citizens of the United States instead of importing their replacements. Now, we saw lots of stories over the past few decades of companies like Disney and others that imported a lot of workers under the H-1B program, and then the Americans trained their replacement H-1B workers before they got RIFT. Now, RIFT is an acronym, RIF. It's a reduction in force. They basically got laid off after they trained their H-1B replacements. That is not how this is supposed to work. So I'm glad to see that President Trump is taking action to try and levelize that playing field. Now, a story I forgot to pull for tonight that I covered last night is that he also has now signed an executive order to make English the official language of the United States. Now, these changes combined are going to make it much better for an American worker, for a citizen who wants a job. Now, if it means a lot of these H-1B folks are going to leave the country, then that is just the way it's going to be. But that also should help alleviate some of the housing shortage, because if all of the H-1B people leave, if we start challenging some of the 55 million people that are in the United States on visas, if we eliminate the 30 to 40 million or more people that are here illegally, that's over 100 million people. Now, sure, that will reduce the population, but you know what? We need to start encouraging our citizens to have more kids. We need to fix the cultural mechanisms that are disincentivizing having kids. We need to get rid of second and third wave feminism. We need to make people start to really think about why they're doing the things they're doing in life, because in general, guys, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Everybody is suffering, everybody is working, and nobody really seems happy anymore. Do they? Like, think about it. Are we better off with the current system we have? I would argue no. The Department of Labor also says the days of abusing the H-1Bs are over, introducing Project Firewall. So you can see here just by the name of the project that is the intention of this change to ensure that only high-skilled jobs go to Americans first. Make it more expensive for these companies to import foreign replacements. It will encourage them to hire citizens. As Laura Loomer says, tech bros probably binge drinking tonight. I've seen a lot of stories on X as well today of people that have H-1Bs that are overseas to visit family or others are scrambling to try and get tickets back to the United States before this goes into effect. Good luck. Trust the process. The Department of Labor, American workers first. Guys, this is the kind of change that I can get behind, and this is exactly what I voted for. If there are negative consequences for this, that's fine. We'll adapt. We'll overcome. We'll figure it out. I'm okay with that. Kara says, long overdue. Shell says, about damn time. I completely agree. Ladies. Homeland Security posts and stay out. In less than 250 days of this administration, 2 million illegal aliens have left the United States. Now, a lot of these are probably self-deportations, but you know what? I would actually prefer self-deportation, so I'm okay with this. We see a lot of the deportations that the government is doing are not that many. So this means that many of these are self-deporting. We need to remove the incentives. I've said this for decades. Why are illegal aliens here? They're here to work. They're here to make money so that they can send that money back home. Well, if we actually enforced employment rules and laws, we should force employers to validate and verify and ensure that everyone working for them is legal to work here in the United States. And if they knowingly employ a criminal illegal alien, that company should be fined and potentially shut down. I said knowingly. If it's a mistake, just a fine. If you do it on purpose, they should absolutely seize it and shut it down. If they had removed these incentives from employers, if they made it so egregious and so expensive for a company to employ a criminal alien, nobody would be doing it. And if nobody can employ a criminal alien, we'd probably have a lot fewer of them because they wouldn't be able to work. See how that works? But when the Democrats are in charge and they remove all of the disincentives, they give them incentives like free medical care and other things. Why wouldn't they come here? They're being given allowances. They're being given free healthcare. They're being given everything. And we're not taxing the money, the remittances that they're sending back home. We should have we should just have like a 90% tax on remittances and make it a criminal offense to employ an illegal knowingly and seize people's businesses. If they did those few things, illegal aliens would just vanish because they wouldn't be able to work and it would be illegal to give them taxpayer benefits. I don't know. What do you guys think? It could lead to offshoring, but it's necessary. Yeah. Like I said, if it leads to some consequences that we weren't predicting, so be it. And we'll just learn to deal with those consequences and we'll adapt and we'll overcome. Chief Boom Boom, America, thank you for joining this. Thank you for joining the live. Everyone, just make sure you share out that live. Let's get as many people in here as we can for the show. Let's try and break our personal best. 1,057 views, guys, is our record. Let's see if we can break it tonight. So help out. The Trump effect, guys, from May of 24 to May of 25, there was a 93% decrease in illegal border crossings. Oh, weird. You start enforcing the laws and suddenly, just like I finished saying, criminal immigration goes down. Weird. Also, 0 illegal crossings in May of 2025. It was also just reported that we had 0 in June, July, and August. We have had 4 consecutive months of 0 releases from the border. Congress kept saying they needed money. They needed comprehensive immigration reform, guys. We can't do it without comprehensive immigration reform. How many decades did we hear this? We heard it during H.W. Bush. We heard it during Clinton. We heard it during W. We heard it during Obama. We heard it during Biden. Guys, we heard it during Trump's first term. Congress was always saying we need comprehensive immigration reform to fix this problem. Well, we fixed it without any of that, just by enforcing the laws that were already on the books. Like Kara says, simply enforcement of existing laws. Yep, that's it. And absolutely, Shell, we are winning. And I am not getting tired of it yet. It's exhausting winning this much. But you know what? I'm okay with it. Let's keep doing it. White House posted this one today. Trump truthed out. We want Venezuela to immediately accept all of the prisoners and people from mental institutions, which includes the worst in the world, insane asylums that Venezuelan leadership has forced into the United States. So this was an accusation he had made a while back that was basically saying a lot of these South American and Central American countries are emptying their prisons and mental facilities and pushing them north to come to the U.S. border, making them our problem. Well, he says, no longer. Thousands of people have been badly hurt and even killed by these monsters. Get them the hell out of our country right now, or the price you will pay will be incalculable. He's been making a lot of threats to people lately. I'm okay with it. I really don't want to have wars with everybody, but I think these kinds of threats, people know he will follow through on them, or they at least suspect it. And the chance that he will make people hesitate, and it will make people listen. If you look how we are dealing with the drug cartels, that's a very easy way to set an example and make people think maybe, just maybe, Trump isn't messing around. Just like what happened with Russia back in Trump's first term. He said, I would nuke Moscow. And Putin probably looked at him and said, maybe there's like a 10 or 15% chance, but he just might do it. I'm not going to FAFO on that. It's not worth it. Well, same thing's going to happen to a lot of these other countries. And the people that do not listen are probably going to suffer some pretty serious consequences. Sometimes you have to remind them of the big stick. Very true, Karen. Very true. And to end our immigration section, guys, this great little meme From Rothmas, orcs are roaming freely across our lands, unchecked, unchallenged, killing at will. And the lefties are saying, that is a lie. Well, it's not. We've had way too many Americans dying at the hands of illegals. The illegal truck driver that made an illegal U-turn that couldn't speak English against DOT policy to have a commercial driver's license ended up killing 3 illegals. So we also have illegals dying at the hands of illegals. But the meme still applies. The orcs, or the criminal aliens in this example, are roaming freely, at least under Democrat rules. So under Trump, no longer. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Are you? You let me know. You let the chat know. And while you're letting the chat know, also make sure you post out the live. We're going to move into government here real quick. This government section, not too long, just a handful of stories. Well, most crime is intraracial. That's also true, guys. A lot of times, if blacks are getting hurt, it's other blacks. If whites are getting hurt, it's other whites. Like, now, there are some outliers in there, and we all know those statistics. But for the most part, people that hurt other people, they know the person that hurts them. They're related. They're in a relationship. Something. A lot, especially with homicides, guys. So government. Here we have a reporter stepping out of line in the Oval Office. No respect.
Mr. President, when are you going to give details?
We're going to be going into New York, too.
Mr. President,
and we're going to be going in quiet. You're really obnoxious.
I just want to play that again real quick.
And we're going to be going in quiet. You're really obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I'm trying to ask you, what about your plans?
Are you... Man, she's doubling down. Get her the fuck out of the Oval Office. That's crazy.
Really obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I'm trying to ask you, what about your plans
You are
for
really
Memphis?
obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I am asking, what are your plans?
Oh my God. This lady is giving Karens a bad name. She must be named Cheryl. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, there is a certain level of decorum when you're in the Oval Office, right? Like, have a little bit of decency. You may not even like the president, but you're in the Oval Office. Like, come on.
For Memphis, many people
I'm not going to talk to you until I call on you.
What are your plans for
So,
Memphis?
who
Mr.
else? Yeah,
President?
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to settle this free speech question because you've said that you restored free speech.
He's just like, hey, look, shut your mouth. And if I want to talk to you, I'll call on you. And until then, no. Just no. Absolutely wild, guys. The press is, I think, way too comfortable. As Nick here points out, these people have no business in the Oval Office. Put them on the sidewalk. I think that lady should definitely be ejected. And I think whatever organization she represents should also have its press pass revoked. Just eject them entirely. You want to be that shitty of a person in the Oval Office? Like, just bye. Make room for Tim Pool or some other independent media. Make room for me. I'll go. I hate going to DC, guys. It's an awful place to drive. But if you kick her out, give me a slot. I'll show up. I'll take a couple of days off work. We'll go. I'll go to the Oval Office. I'll have a little more respect than that. I'll even dress up. What a shitty reporter. Hegseth here. The press does not run the Pentagon. The people do. The press is no longer allowed to roam the halls of a secure facility, wear a badge, and follow the rules, or go home. This is the same approach that Trump should absolutely be taking with the White House. It is a privilege to have a press pass there. Kara says we need to make that happen. If you can get me a press pass, I will absolutely go. I have never asked for one. I don't know if they would ever grant me one. Maybe I should look up, like, there's got to be a spot on the website maybe to ask for one. It would be kind of funny though. Yeah, guys, they're not entitled to be running around doing whatever the hell they want, especially in the Pentagon. That's crazy. So Hegseth out here is laying down some ground rules. He said, hey, look, you wear your badge, you follow the rules, or you GTFO. Shell says, I will see what I could do. Don't threaten me with a good time. Trump also posts, here Derek shares this truth with us. Today I withdrew the nomination for Eric Siebert as U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Oh, Virginia. Virginia. What a silly commonwealth. What a silly place. Yeah, what a silly place. When I was informed that he received the unusually strong support of two absolutely terrible sleazebag Democrat senators from the great state of Virginia, it's a commonwealth, not a state, but I'll let that pass. He didn't quit. I fired him because there was a post yesterday that said he had stepped down voluntarily. Apparently, Trump says, no, I fired him. Next time, let him go in as a Democrat, not a Republican. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Make America great again. President DJT. So, holding people accountable. Also, what do we have? Another quick story coming out of the Oval Office. Antifa. Come on, video. These videos on X, man. X is giving me the business. Get Christina on it. There you go. Can we get this video to work? I'll try one more time. We'll try it. Refresh. Maybe. Anyways, Antifa has been designated as a terrorist organization. So thank you, President Trump. This was posted by Laura Loomer, and following up, Wall Street Mav, the Muslim Brotherhood needs to be designated as a terrorist group as well. There are other organizations, but I will take, as a start, the Muslim Brotherhood. I will take Antifa as well. And since then, there has been a statement from President Trump that there are other leftist organizations that are going to be coming under the microscope. The interesting thing is that also means that the people funding them are going to be under the microscope. So we've had stories from Data Republican about Neville Singham and George Soros and his son Alex about a lot of the funding mechanisms that the Open Society Foundation and others have used to funnel money to these violent extremist organizations. And now that they're being designated as terrorists, maybe the people that are the financiers of said terrorism will also get in a little bit of trouble. Wouldn't that be nice if we could stop the funding of these extreme organizations? So I fully support this, and I look forward to it. Here, Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, makes a ridiculous statement, but let's just listen to it real quick.
The fact of the matter is we are driving violence down on this city, and we're using every single resource that's available to us.
Are you?
Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities.
So you're using every resource you can except for the police, jails, and incarceration. Those are a sickness, are they? Well, interestingly enough, Washington, D.C. disagrees. Mayor Muriel Bowser disagrees with you, sir. Now, I don't know why the Democrats keep picking the losing side of 80-20 and 90-10 issues, but you know what? I hope they continue to do it. They're being pretty damn stupid when it comes to this. What's up, Caddis? Good to see you in the chat. Laughable, they simply stopped enforcing laws like California. Yeah, and they're like, hey, enforcing the laws doesn't work, except we've demonstrated it in Washington, D.C. We've demonstrated it with the border, and we've demonstrated it in Southern California. You send in the National Guard, you send in additional resources, you focus on enforcing the laws that are on the books, and it turns out crime stops, or at least significantly declines. And then you have idiots like Mr. Johnson here, who's like, hey, we need restorative justice. There are too many of a certain demographic in prison. We should just not enforce the laws until everything evens out. I don't think that's how that works, Mr. Johnson. And I hope you enjoy the National Guard and ICE and other federal agencies helping you out, because you, sir, suck at your job. So hopefully the Fed can help turn it around for the citizens that live in your city, because right now you are helping to destroy their lives and livelihoods. Hello, Caddis. Very good to see you. What a difference a good government makes. Just toured Washington, D.C. It is totally different place than it was last year. No tents, manicured grass and parks, clean streets, no gangs or vicious criminals. The place is beautiful and safe and is going to remain that way. What a difference good government makes. Go to D.C. and enjoy history being made. Yeah, guys, this is the contrast to Brandon Johnson's Chicago. DC used to be a disaster. Used to be full of very violent criminals. Used to be a very unsafe place to go. And now everything's great. And all it took was enforcement of the laws. So maybe they should start doing that more. Huh. Weird. But we're going to leave government and go into DOGE. Yeah, the Department of Government Efficiency posted this. Karen says, my favorite was that St. Louis mayor bragging about a reduction in murder, and it was 2 less when more were shot. So the hospital simply saved more souls. Yeah, guys, that's something else to keep in mind. They're like, oh, the amount of deaths is declining. Well, guess what? Medical technology is getting better. We are able to save more people. Now, the people that are saved sometimes have grave injuries and long-term side effects, but we can save them so they don't die. Very, very good point, Karen. But DOGE here, over the last 5 days, agencies terminated and descoped 87 wasteful contracts with a ceiling value of $2.1 billion, savings of $673 million, including a $509,000 State Department professional support contract for a Ron press assistant position in the Bureau of Near Eastern Affairs, a $509,000 State Department professional support contract for a press advisory specialist in the Bureau for Near Eastern Affairs, and a $911,000 NASA climate and sustainability contract for integrating Earth observations towards advanced equitable resilience to geohazards in a changing climate.
Nope.
I don't even know what all that's such a word salad, guys. That's so government. But I'm happy to see it. Keep cutting, guys. DOGE doing amazing work. Gardner here, follow-up reporting for ABC News 5, shared by Wall Street Apes, highlighting some staggering salaries and perks. Quick dive into Minnesota public schools among the state's funding. Congress approved 2 grants over $9 million in taxpayer grants to Minnesota's Department of Education, reported 30 school system employees with a combined earnings of more than $3 million. That you can see here, Wall Street Apes, superintendent making nearly $300,000 per year for a school system that is probably failing because most of these large public school systems are doing abysmal. We have students that can't read, write, or do math at grade level when they graduate. And how do you think that sets them up? My question is, if they can't read, write, and do arithmetic at grade level when they're graduating, what are they being taught while they're at school? What kind of propaganda and indoctrination are they being exposed to? They're obviously not learning history. They're not learning how to read and write. They're not learning how to do math. Or the math they're learning is some stupid Common Core nonsense where it's like 2 + 2 might equal 5. 1 + 1 is 11. Like, please explain this to me. What are we spending all of this money on for public schools when the outcomes are so bad? Now, part of that answer is bureaucracy. Part of that answer is teachers' unions and officials and administrators. It's not going to the classrooms. Why are they pushed to the next grade? That's a good question. If you can't read or write at grade level, why are you going to the next grade? What? Because you got a year older? Like, congratulations. You got older. That doesn't entitle you to moving to the next grade. You should have to pass the requirements for the grade you're in to go to the next one. I think that just makes sense. It's a good question, Karen. Also, conservative alternative, Sam here posts, not everyone knows this, but Charlie Kirk was the one who discovered Data Republican and introduced her to the world. They were actually texting back and forth the night of the 2024 election, and Charlie reportedly did not believe Trump had actually won until Data Republican confirmed it for him. Charlie had a knack for spotting talent and pulling people into the movement. Caroline Levitt and RFK also owe their involvement to him. This man was a legend in so many ways, and we all owe him a debt of gratitude over what he has done for us. Yeah, guys, without Data Republican, it would be so much harder. Without her tooling, without the tooling from Twin Forces and the other folks being pulled into the movement. Think about the difference in outcomes that we would be seeing right now without all of this stuff being exposed. Her work on Neville Singham, her work on George Soros, her work on Karen Bass and the connections to the Cuba revolutionaries. Like, just think about that. The impact that Charlie had. And we'll get back to Charlie here in a few minutes. The other crazy thing about DOGE, guys, is Elon Musk is one of the moderators for the community. So go ahead and check out the community here on X. He is one of the moderators here. So check it out. Along with Data Republican, Conservative Alternative, James Gillette, and others. Elon Musk was recently asked what he had learned from working in the Trump administration. His answer is the government is basically unfixable. Like, just think about that, guys. The richest man on the planet, the guy who innovates more than anybody, who is contributing to make life multi-planetary, his one major takeaway while working in the government is that the government is essentially unfixable. It's not a good sign, guys. It's not a good sign at all. We're going to do a real quick section here on drug enforcement. We have a truth post. Donald Trump, on my orders, Secretary of War has ordered a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel affiliated with a designated terrorist organization conducting narco trafficking in the U.S. Southcom area of responsibility. Intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking illicit narcotics. It was transiting along a well-known narco trafficking passage en route to poison Americans. The strike killed 3 male narco terrorists aboard the vessel. It was international waters. No U.S. forces were harmed. Stop selling fentanyl, narcotics, and illegal drugs in America and committing violence and terrorism against Americans. Yeah, I recommend you stop. Got here, USA. Yes. And what did that look like? Well, we have a video. Let's check it out. Thankfully, I advanced it. We're almost 30 seconds in. Last night, I did not realize it was this long. But on video, military conducted a strike against a designated terrorist organization engaged in narco trafficking. Let's see what happens when they find out you have a Go Fast boat and you're trying to get drugs to the United States. Ooh. I don't think they made it. I don't think the drugs made it. Now, the drugs probably did go in the water. And, Gardner made a couple of jokes about it, but then he made a meme for it. So I went ahead and included that here. If we're going to keep murking drug boats, what is that going to do to the marine life? It might do this. Like, guys, this is probably one of the funnier things I've ever seen. Hey, man, you got any more of them drug boats? Like, the amount of cocaine going in the water. I don't know. I find it humorous. I think you guys would find this humorous. You know what else would be humorous? Us breaking our personal best for attendance during the weekly update. So, guys, post out the live. Do me a favor and go into what is now whatever the village was. Post the link to there as well. Just post the link everywhere you can find. Just get it out there. Let people enjoy their time with us. And then also tell them to submit memes so we can have a bigger meme section. Right now it's looking kind of scarce. So share out the live, guys. Let's get some more memes in here. Looking forward to it. And you can also go to my profile, check it out, go to the website, check out the links there, find different ways to support me, guys. Check out our schedule for lives and hang out with us once a week, twice a week, thrice a week, 4, 5, 6 times a week. However many times you wish. It's always good to see you guys. I love doing this. We move into the leftism and violence. So, leftism, guys, or evil, whichever way you want to say it, because the left is being destructive. The left is harming innocents. The left is being violent. And what is harming the innocent and being destructive? That's being evil. And good protects the innocent, and good creates and builds. So, if the left is going to be evil, this is the kind of things that they do. They took shots at an ABC affiliate building in Sacramento. Why did they do this? Oh, because they accused the Trump administration of directly intervening and getting Jimmy Kimmel fired. Well, they didn't do it directly. But why are you shooting at an ABC building? Guys, that's crazy. Maybe they were ABC supporters and they were just shooting off their guns in celebration. Right? No, the left is just full of violence. Here's another example, guys. We have 2 Pakistanis that were arrested this week, earlier in the week, the 14th, for planting an incendiary device on a Fox News van in Utah. This is directly following their coverage there of the attack on Charlie Kirk and the assassination, as well as the violence coming out of the left. So what did they do? Oh, let's just prove them right. So they planted an incendiary device. The other weird thing is 0 Hour Post. Turns out one of them is a furry. There's a huge problem with furries and trans people in Utah, guys. It is a huge problem right now. The assassin was dating a furry, member of furry Discord groups. This person that planted a bomb or an incendiary device on a news van, also a furry. Seems to be some connections. We also had, in York County, Pennsylvania, 5 law enforcement officers that were serving a domestic violence-related warrant. 3 were killed. And what did the left do? The left celebrated it. They cheered it. 3 police officers trying to defuse a domestic situation were murdered, and the left celebrated. I don't know how we're supposed to reconcile and make good with people that are evil and that celebrate murder. I don't understand how we are supposed to bridge that gap. We can pray for them, but that sounds like something that is entirely the power of the Lord and the Lord alone, because I, as a human, don't think I have it in me. Do you? Fighting with Memes posts this. This is pretty good, but Bake the Cake Bigot is the small domino, and the largest domino there is murder everyone who disagrees with us. The slippery slope that they told us didn't exist. That's my comment there. You can see at the bottom. Every time we say we shouldn't be forced to do this or forced to comply, or like with same-sex marriage or any of these other topics, we are always told that we're being crazy or paranoid, conspiracy theorists, or what have you, whenever we bring up arguments like the slippery slope. We said, hey, I shouldn't be forced to bake a cake for somebody I disagree with. Well, the eventual outcome of this has turned into they are murdering and assassinating the people that they disagree with. So we are being forced to comply, and they, the people that disagree with them, they are just murdering them. They are assassinating them. We are not the same. The left is the party of violence. Their ideology is evil and supports violence. Karen says, shocking, more violence from the Dems. Yes, although not shocking one bit. And the last one I have here is, Dad, why isn't MAGA, rioting and burning cities? which he tells his son, because we're not animals, son. This is the real message. And as Gunther Eagleman says here, truth. We may be more tolerant, but we still have our principles. But after they assassinated Charlie, a lot of that changed. And you see that a lot of people are not taking the same approach anymore. So we're going to go into our section on Charlie and the news around the assassination. And then after that, we're going to head into a section on FAFO, because there's been a lot of that in this last week. But first, we have Ermaya Fananian, leader of the transgender militia group that's under FBI investigation for possible connection to Charlie's assassination, says that violence should be used to achieve political goals.
It takes a violent protest to get people to listen. Do you agree, or should they remain peaceful?
I agree. I absolutely agree. You know, I'm a member of the LGBTQ community, and our liberation and our rights.
You're a member of the TQ community. The LGBT community needs to sever the TQ, AA, IP, minus, asterisk, hyphen, whatever community. You need to sever from them. Because the majority of the people in those groups are mentally ill and violent. So, LGBs, separate yourselves. It's about time. And I've seen calls to do it. People are posting on X about it quite frequently in the last few days. But she is a member, or he, or whatever this is, as a member of the TQ community. So let's get that right.
And our liberation and our rights came after the Stonewall riots.
Claiming that they didn't have rights until after riots. It turns out people have rights. People are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's it. But you took a life from Charlie. You took his rights. Why should we care about yours?
That's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, is that, you know, the LGBTQ movement.
TQ, the TQ movement.
Started with Stonewall riots. I wouldn't even be able to be a student at this school if it wasn't for a violent riot that took place within a span of 3 days. So I absolutely agree that sometimes violent protests and really riots and those kinds of loud rebellions must take place for tangible change.
Whatever happened to Martin Luther King Jr., guys? Peacefully protesting for civil rights. A dream that someday his children would be judged based on the content of their character, not by the color of their skin, or in this case, their orientations. How about just don't be a douche? Can we do that? Now, I know that's way too much for this person, but we're going to watch this clip as well. And as Karen always points out, she is an entitled rich snob who is pretending to be ghetto for clicks. Don't believe it.
News. It says Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
Yep, that was the line that the Dems were running with. They were trying to say, look, they're all MAGA. Yeah, let's listen to the rest of that, because we know that's not true.
Without objection, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Green from Georgia.
Mr. Chair, Miranda, you see as well.
We'll recognize you next time. Chair, Ms. Green, it's your 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can assure you that the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered.
She's like, can you stop? Like, stop talking.
That murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA. His family may be Republican, but all of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist, very much integrated in online groups that are linked to Antifa. He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry.
a so-called furry. Yeah. That doesn't sound very right-wing or MAGA to me. Doesn't sound very Christian to me. Just because your family is more conservative and right-leaning doesn't mean you are. Especially when you've been to university, the indoctrination centers, the propaganda centers of our culture. Obviously, they got their grip on him and converted him.
Whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman, he was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie. And it's an insult to every single Republican and person that identifies with those type of politics. We will not tolerate it. And that is the exact type of language that is getting many of us death threats day after day.
And it's getting people killed. This narrative that they tried to push right after the assassination, oh, it was just one of his supporters celebrating. Or, oh, it must have been a right-wing person because Charlie wasn't right-wing enough, or some other nonsense. Projection, folks. Can't make this up. Derek Evans post, Congress voted to officially make October 14th Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day because it's his birthday. But it also happens to be George Floyd's birthday. So for now, and I fully support this, George Floyd's birthday is now Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. Oh man, we live in a simulation, guys. There's no other explanation for how things always seem to line up just like this. Hang on a second. I can hear the kids jumping around down there. But yeah, guys, George Floyd. Yep, now Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. Enjoy the birthday, everyone. It's wonderful to see. I also love the irony. It's wonderful. Roz Alert, Senator Marco Rubio announced plans to revoke visas of immigrants who publicly celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. They've already revoked one. It was a musician who decided to be ghoulish and evil. It's like, hey, look, you're here on a visa. That's a privilege, guys. It's a privilege. But yeah, you want to celebrate the assassination of a political figure and you're here on a visa, that's a privilege. We're just going to revoke that privilege and you can go home and be a terrible, nasty, evil person back home. I support this 100%. And the fact that we've already done it is great. And I hope they do it to any visa holder that is doing it. You got here political blasphemy memes. Nice account name. Democrats want a drug user they have never heard of overdoses. Burn the city down. Republicans when one of their civil rights leaders is assassinated by a leftist. I'll just go ahead and modify that a little bit. Prayer vigil. We are not the same. The moral equivocation that the left has been trying to do over the past week or two is both humorous and disgusting. They are trying to say, yeah, but the right. Yeah, but the right. People in our own audience went to some of these remembrances and memorials, and they have given us direct witness testimony in the chat that they went there, and there were crazy people at some of them, and all they did was pray for them. They didn't hit anyone. They didn't drag them. They didn't do anything violent. They definitely didn't burn half of the city down. Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, appears to have confessed to friends on a Discord chat, which is odd because Discord came forward and said none of the planning or anything was done on Discord. Interesting. Then why was he in so many Discord groups? Why was his boyfriend in so many Discord groups that were tied to violent extremists, furries, and trans people? Why were there in so many Discord groups, Discord, if Discord wasn't involved and used at all? It's very odd. Questionable Gardner says Dems trans nice. Trans nice? I don't know about that. Usually trans mean, if anything. But the public deserves to know everything. Yeah, guys, we should see the logs from the group chats and rooms that they used. Evil people pretending to be nice. Oh, yes. They were definitely pretending to be nice. They are definitely not, though. Definitely not. CEOs of Discord, Steam, Twitch, and Reddit have been called to testify. This was posted by the GOP Oversight Committee. They will answer to the American people how their platforms are being used by radicals to advance political violence, including the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Press release letters to the CEOs. Somebody in the comments asked, where's Half-Life 3? That's a weird thing to ask in the middle of all this, but we need some accountability. We see Hassan, I believe. Is it Hassan? I don't know. On Twitch, Reddit is just a cesspool. Discord apparently is full of it as well. I don't know Steam. I guess Steam chats, Steam groups. Never used it for that, so I just download games and play. I never really communicate with people on Steam, so I didn't even realize that was a function there. But they're all being called to testify in front of Congress. And then I want to play this. I played this earlier in the week, guys, but this is one of the most touching things. It hits you right in the feels. Glenn Beck.
Thing with me today that I thought was appropriate while I did the show, that I would sit in front of Charlie's microphone.
Because Charlie's empty chair on the set.
It was given to me after the death of Rush Limbaugh by his...
Gardner, you say best story of the day is still Trump calling out Bondi. I don't have a link to that one. You want to go ahead and post the link to that in the chat there, buddy, and I'll pull that up.
Wife.
Or send it in my DMs.
It is Rush's golden microphone.
Ooh, the EIB mic. Guys, that microphone, I grew up a Rush baby. I remember that golden EIB microphone in front of Rush.
I think it's appropriate that it sits in front of Charlie's microphone. What I would have said to Charlie
also, notice the Chiron there. It's friend of Charlie Kirk. Glenn Beck is a media juggernaut on his own. But he was also a friend of Charlie.
was you were thinking too small. I want to be Rush Limbaugh someday. I'm a broadcaster. Rush was a broadcaster. But Charlie was a broadcaster and a narrowcaster. Charlie was a pastor and a priest, and listening to the way he could argue and think differently, he was a rabbi as well, and one of the best. He was a political organizer. He was a political think tank himself. He was a compassionate friend. He surpassed Rush Limbaugh by miles.
Chills. The interesting thing too is when people like Charlie are taken too soon, is that we have media juggernauts and people like Glenn and others who have nothing but amazing things to say about them. They can demonstrate how these people, like Charlie, were amazing fathers and great people. And then you see folks from the left lionizing criminals and addicts like George Floyd. We see mayors kneeling at his casket, crying, performing. But what good things were said about him? Nothing. They used him as a political weapon, an excuse to burn and destroy, an excuse to commit acts of evil. Whereas you look at the right, when they took Charlie, you get the exact opposite. Acts of kindness and prayer, looking for ways to build and change things for the better. We are not the same. You have Charlie and Arena here. We mourn two murder victims. And after they canceled Jimmy Kimmel, they're mourning a millionaire who got put in timeout for lying and who was threatening to double down is the real reason his show was taken and he was suspended. He knowingly said something that was untrue on air. And as a news show, which Gardner pointed out to us, his show is classified as a news show, to knowingly say something on the air that you know is false is a finable offense. They can revoke your license. And when he refused to apologize, and he was planning on doubling down, ABC and Disney revoked his show. They said, nope, you are not going to be that kind of a liability. And everybody bitched and moaned, and they protested and became very nasty in support of a millionaire who was doubling down on lies and deception. Meanwhile, we continue to mourn the innocent being harmed. We are definitely not the same. And this got posted to us by Gardner, and I will play this, and then we will pull up the story that Gardner DM'd to us. But this little tribute video, Derek posted it, Gardner shared it. But after watching what happened to Charlie Kirk on video, guys, this is the video that you should want to remember. Watching the horror of the assassination take place. I knew as soon as I saw the video, guys, that we were going to lose him. It was an awful thing to watch. I started texting people that I knew immediately. Don't watch the video. They should watch this one, though. Let's watch it real quick. Instead of watching his life leave, we can watch him be accepted into heaven. And sprout wings of his own. This is a much better way to remember the passing of Charlie Kirk. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. The DMs always move around on me, and I really do not like it. Let's see. What? I literally... Hang on a sec. Oh, wow, you linked a bunch of stories. Okay, I found it. Whew, okay. President Trump ordered Pam Bondi and the DOJ to serve justice and hold Adam Schiff, James Comey, Letitia James, and more accountable. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. Let's pull up the post and let's see what it says. Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time, all talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They are all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. Then we almost put in a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past. A woke rhino who is never going to do his job. That's why two of the worst Democrat senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we had no case. No, I fired him, and there is a great case. The best case. The best. And many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsay Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now. Damn, directly calling out Pam. Directly calling out Pam Bondi on Truth. Good for you, Trump. Good for you. As he should. Doing it live. Let's see. What did I close? I closed that one on accident. Oh, that's what I hit. Okay. Let's pull this up. Boop. Okay. Here we go. We are getting into the FAFO section, guys. People that effed around and found out. FCC chairman is threatening immediate action against Jimmy Kimmel, ABC, and Disney for deliberately misleading the public by claiming Charlie Kirk's assassin was a MAGA conservative. Like I stated earlier, you may not, especially as a news show, make knowing false statements on air. It is not allowed because that would basically be propaganda. Trying to get me info. Something major is breaking in New Hampshire. Hopefully it's not related. I think, Loomer was posting yesterday that there was a lot of action that may be Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist organizations. Hopefully it's not something related to that. Going to maybe be taking action soon. So we're definitely keeping our eyes out for that. But yes, if you get any significant information, please make sure it gets to me and I will bring it up. But yeah, guys, they had a strong case. The license is granted by the FCC and they can pull that license. So the company said, nope, not going to let him double down, not going to let him do that. So they pulled his show off the air and the left lost their minds. But this is how we should be dealing with protesters, guys. What do you think? Do you think we should be using water cannons? I think these videos are always funny. What's up, MK? Good to see you in the chat. Please make sure that we are posting out the live. We are going to try and beat our personal best, guys. I'm sure we have a long ways to go. Let's get it out there. Share it with friends and family. Share it with the village. Share it with everybody. Let's try and beat our best. But guys, water cannons are always funny to watch on video. So let's see. What do we got? I'm going to mute the music because that's also probably going to get us demonetized. Well, let's watch it. Ooh, water cannons. That hurts. Whoop. Look at. Oh. That's a water cannon to the face, people. Let's watch this. Oh, she's gone. Just water cannon right to the face. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh, you hate to love to see it. Amazing work. Also, continuing with the FAFO, Arkansas leftist Carrie Rollo destroyed a Charlie Kirk memorial in front of the Bentonville courthouse. Lost her job, was evicted from her place of living, and has been reduced to begging online on GoFundMe. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Look at this trashy individual. You think it's cute?
No, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit. Man, you're ugly.
Charlie Kirk.
How'd that turn out for you there, honey? Yeah, don't do this kind of stuff, people. It just doesn't end well. This guy has also been now expelled from Texas State University. He's come out and apologized, saying, "Oh, I made a it was a misunderstanding. I went too far. It was just in the moment." No, you're a really shitty human being, and you don't deserve to be at Texas State University. Dead, homie. You think it's funny? Mass casualty, 40 to 50 rushed to the hospital, Nashua, New Hampshire. What is happening in New Hampshire? Have you sent me the story? Active shooter at a country club. All right, guys, breaking here. Nashua, New Hampshire, large group 30 to 40 escorted to Fire Station 3 are reported uninjured. EMS transporting people to a medical center. We also are seeing here Nashua, New Hampshire, active shooter, Sky Meadow Country Club. 9 ambulances, multiple PD and SWAT on scene. Mass casualty incident has been declared. Working to get more. Thank you for the update, Gardner. We're going to keep an eye on this story as it's developing, as it's breaking here. Thank you for your diligent work, Gardner. It's always good to see you able to pull things very quickly when it is not your space or live. It is odd. If you did not know, on X, if you are hosting a space, your ability to search things is limited as you are actively hosting. So if you're not the one hosting, it actually makes it easier to search for things. So continue to provide those updates, Gardner. Thank you very much. There was a mask-wearing Illinois congressional candidate just got bodied by ICE. She also came out today trying to call for this person's job. People came out trying to defend her. It's like, no, you are interfering with ICE operations at an ICE federal facility, and you want to get in the way, you're going to get treated like anybody else. Nobody knows who you are. You're not that important, right? It doesn't say Dem congressional candidate on your face. No, you're just another citizen who is interfering with the operations of a federal agency, and you're going to get treated as such. So let's watch this little video clip. So this is her right here in the jeans and a mask, because why not? Dumped right on her ass. Ooh, oh, he tripped her. You can see the little foot action. Let's watch that again. Watch his feet. Whoop. Planking. Yeah, FAFO, lady. Don't get in the way. There's another couple of good videos of people interfering with them that were getting just dropped on their ass. Couldn't happen to a nicer group of people. George Alexopoulos, G Prime 85. If you are not following him and looking at his artwork, you absolutely should be. So go follow G Prime 85. Absolutely. Barack Obama, this is precisely the kind of government coercion the First Amendment was designed to prevent. This is talking about Jimmy Kimmel losing his show, but you're wrong, because Biden and Obama both pushed censorship of people they didn't like on social media. And as George points out here, you did it first, but don't be mad because we are doing it better. Just calling out. Let's see. G Prime 85, not a whole lot of views there. I was really hoping for a good ratio, but that's fine. Actually, how many? Obama's probably got 40,000 likes. Yeah, that's some weak sauce, especially for Obama. But look, this pepper ball snipers to clear him. Yeah, they were shooting pepper balls at people. They were doing all kinds of fun stuff. They were pushing fat people over. They're just doing all the fun because they were trying to get in the way of the ICE vehicles, guys. Like, don't fuck around with federal agents, please. Just leave them alone. But Gavin McInnes has been restored to X. Go follow him. He is one of the most canceled people on earth. He got his account back after Alex Jones. He is the founder of the Proud Boys. And he has a little bit of a dirty mouth. Might need some Orbit's gum, but you know what? Let's just watch because he's back now and he's talking about what's happening with Kimmel and how the right is approaching the culture war now.
What we did in canceling Jimmy Kimmel is hypocritical. We talk about free speech, and then when someone says something we don't like, we cancel them. It's not consistent with our values, and I don't give a fuck.
And you know what? Most of us, after they killed Charlie, most of us don't anymore either.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You kicked me in the balls, I gouge out your fucking eyes. I'm not doing some Dave Portnoy explanation on why this is consistent. It's hypocritical. We're hypocritical. This is a fucking war. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You got me fired, I get you fired. It's like I say to my daughter's boyfriend, you make her cry, I make you cry.
Now, my daughter's only 6. But I am not looking forward to the days that she starts dating because I am also going to have to make some boys cry. Yep.
We're making you cry now, motherfuckers. This is who post-Molly Jimmy needs to suffer. And we're making him fucking suffer. And we're going to make them all suffer. The gloves are off. We're hypocrites now. You made your bed. You're fucking lying in it.
Yep. The left did this. The left did it. They set the rules of the game. The rules of the engagement have been set by the left. So, we'll continue to follow up on New Hampshire if there's any further updates. But in the meantime, repost the live, guys. Check out the profile. Go share out that also. Share out the schedule. And I will also share it out. I have pinned it to my profile. Come join us to any of our lives, all of the lives, and just do your part. Help spread the word so that we can reach more and more people. And we can have more fun in the chat. The more people we have in the chat, the more interaction we're going to have, guys, the more fun it'll be, and the more memes we'll have. That I'm really looking forward to. We're going to get into science and technology. Starship moved over to the pad for some pre-flight testing, guys. They tested the booster. They have now started the testing campaign for Starship. It's going to be fun, guys. Flight test coming soon, a lot sooner than you might think. Flight 11, here we come. Also, guys, how can you not be impressed with Starship? You can see here all the white outlines on the thermal tiles. They have adopted a pretty much 100% coverage of the crunch wrap method of trying to seal the tiles to keep them from burning through and falling off. To help improve the performance at the hinges and other places, the crunch wraps are used to fill in the gaps around these hexagonal tiles. We're going to see how it works. Hopefully Flight 11 goes really well. Also, this picture helps show you the scale of Starship. This is the smaller part of the super heavy setup. This is Starship. Starship is the shorter part that goes on top. The larger booster goes on the bottom, guys, but this is the scale of people next to Starship. This vessel is enormous. The scale is hard to understand just how big this thing is. It's like 33 feet in diameter. This thing's huge. It is the largest single flying man-made object in history. I love it. I can't wait for the next launch, guys. I always love following their launches. You have here a nice little meme, space race between the USA and the USSR. It's nice. The space race between SpaceX and Blue Origin, getting a little more interesting. The space race between SpaceX and China, now we're talking. Because turns out SpaceX is launching more than 90% of all mass to orbit on Earth this year. So even the second largest country involved in space cannot hope to keep up with SpaceX. But the best space race is the space race between SpaceX at Boca Chica and SpaceX at Cape Canaveral. And I would even argue also between SpaceX and Vandenberg. Their 3 launch facilities are so active, it is insane. And I love every bit of it because SpaceX and their campaigns are very, very public. We get to enjoy every bit of it. We get to watch them develop and iterate rapidly. They've constructed, over the last few years, the Starbase has become a city from a concrete slab with a platform on it to a city with a gigabay, multiple megabays, manufacturing facilities, now 2 launch platforms, and it just keeps going. McGregor, the test site, like these are all, SpaceX is developing and scaling so fast. It's just so impressive and fun to watch. So watch it with me. And if I am at home during the next test, I will absolutely live stream that one as well, just like I did the last one. Also, fusion is that thing that has been forever escaping us. So I wanted to include this because I've been doing a little bit of follow-up research on the Wendelstein 7X Stellarator design. The publicly, really, the one that everybody knows about is ITAR and the tokamak design, which is just a big donut. But if you look at the Wendelstein 7X Stellarator, it is a engineering marvel. It uses superconducting magnets in very, very precise, odd shapes that were designed by a supercomputer to contain the plasma in a stable fashion away from the walls. This is actually run for minutes already, stable. Their goal is over 30 minutes. I think by next year, they're making a bunch of adjustments, but they have already run this thing. Unlike the tokamak for ITER, they are iterating and tweaking their design as they go. So, fusion isn't right around the corner, but this is going to be a technology that if we can get it working, it will revolutionize everything. Nuclear power is great. Fission power is wonderful. But when the fuel for this is essentially just water, you can just make it from seawater, guys. The amount of plentiful energy and what that will do for every industry on Earth is hard to calculate. And I just love that the Germans, with their engineering, they're doing something different. And I'm rooting for the Wendelstein 7X Stellarator design. I think this is gonna be it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like fusion and fission. I still owe Conservative Alternative another space on nuclear power, guys. So if you want me to do another space on nuclear power, leave me a 1 in the chat. If you don't care or you don't want me to, leave me a 2. So one's in the chat for people that want me to do another nuclear space at some point this week. And 2's in the chat if you just don't care, not interested, or you say no. Let me know what you think. We're going to get into the section on culture real quick. Sith Master Dad posted this one out to me. White culture that they want you to forget. Guys, we used to do great things. We used to be great and wonderful. It isn't until recently that basically white culture was demonized and whiteness was considered bad. So I think we need to get back to that. We need to be okay with being white. It's okay to be white, guys. White lives matter. Black lives, they all matter. But there's nothing wrong with being white. Because some cultures are just better than others, guys. Would you rather see this or twerking? You let me know. Actually, let's do 3 for the Irish dancing, 4 for twerking. Let me know what your favorite is. 3 for this, 4 for twerking. What do you think? 3 for this, 4 for twerking. I know what I'm voting for. I'm voting for this. Absolutely. It's way more appealing, guys. Like, no question. Got Gigabase Dad. MK is participating. Guys, where's everyone else? Come on. Where's everyone else? Where are your votes? Thank you, MK, for your votes. I appreciate you. Let's get the live out there. Let's get some more votes in the chat. Gigabase Dad, go to church. This is the culture and history and heritage that we should be proud of, Karen. I agree. Conservative values, family building. Look at that. We got 5 kids. We need at least 3 if we want to be above replacement. If we want to not rely on the H-1Bs and the illegal immigrants that we talked about at the beginning of the show, we got to have more kids. We got to have more kids, guys. 5, that's a good number. Maybe 6. Maybe 8. Who knows? But we need to have at least 3. Reportedly a wedding. 2 shooters. Do we know any other details at the moment? That's awful. Taking a day that's supposed to be happy that I would not want to do again. I'm twice divorced, guys. I have no interest in that. Yeah, horrible is right. And then Adrienne Curry with one of my favorite posts of the week. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. This is Ephesians 6:13, guys. Ephesians 6, though, you really got to read it. The full armor of God. We need to be prayer warriors. We need to engage with our Creator. We need to pray. And we need to use the sword of truth, capital T, the good book, against those who would be our enemy. So put on the full armor of God, folks. In a world that is evil, choose good. MK says, I'm all armored up. Fantastic to hear. Wonderful. Keep it up. Just checking to see if we have any further updates. Looks like here's an update real quick. 9 ambulances, multiple PDs, SWAT, MCI declared multiple trauma activations. So the national emergency alerts for New England have posted. So this is a more formal of what we had already seen posted. Prayers for the people involved, guys. The violence needs to stop. Why is, I mean, granted, we live in a fallen world, guys. We live in a world that is controlled by Satan. Right? The earth is his domain until the coming of the Lord. But evil, guys, evil does this. Evil harms the innocent and destroys. These are acts of evil. Lord Heavenly Father, just be with the people in New Hampshire right now, with the families and the people involved, the innocents. Protect as many as you can and help bring justice. Help prevent the further loss of life and protect those who are harmed and bring them home to you in your embrace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Guys, we've got to engage in the culture war. We do, but this kind of suffering is not necessary. But it will happen. So put on the full armor of God, guys. We need to engage. We need to engage in the battlefield on this stuff. We have to. But we're going to get into memes, guys. We are at 8:30. So we got to get into the memes. Declaration of memes. Bro, this is a generational meme. We have what looks like the greatest generation or possibly the silent. I don't know, but we will make a better world for our children. Followed by we will make a better world for our children. Followed by what I can only guess is supposed to be boomers. Say, fuck you, entitled brats. Right now, there are a lot of reports that the boomer generation is sitting on more wealth, not turning over wealth to the next generation, and actually going to be leaving the following generation after them worse off. For the first time, sorry guys. Oh, throat was getting dry. The boomers are going to leave the next generation worse off for the first time in a very, very long time. And I think it is unfortunate. It is not a call out for the entire generation. This is just on average. But yeah, they are spending more of the next generation's money than any other generation. Look at the political decisions that are being made by the boomer generation. They are not setting everybody else up to succeed. We are $37 trillion in debt. Their children's children will be broke because of actions taken by this generation. It is very unfortunate. Tiffany Fong posts this one: how to make money. Work. To which somebody corrected, worked smart. I wasted 12 years working hard as a teacher and it got me absolutely nowhere. I now make double what I did then and I work half as many hours. That is fair. You got to work smart. Don't work dumb. Gigabay's dad, nobody tells you that 25% of being a dad is staring at your kids until they act right. That 100% true, if not more. 25% might be a low number. Somebody say, or yelling because you care. Someone else says percentage is way higher than that. Yeah, like I was saying, 25% is at least. Dad voice is another 25%. That's fair. Maybe a combined 50% just staring. And, hey, dad voice. Big fan. Tiffany Fong also had another good one, guys. This is an AOC call out. You skinhead, you bitch. No AOC, it's leukemia. Luca, what? Stop speaking German, you Nazi. Guys, AOC is not a good representative. She's not. To see her and Rashida Tlaib and the rest, Ilhan Omar, to see what they're doing to this country just makes me angry. We have an update from Gardner, it looks like. Incident unfolded during a wedding reception with over 150 attendees. Witnesses described hearing dozens of shots fired from vehicles pulling up to the venue. Nashua Fire and Rescue declared mass casualty, dispatching at least 9 ambulances, including advanced light support units from surrounding areas. SWAT teams and heavy presence locked down the NH-10 perimeter as guests fled in chaos, with initial accounts suggesting possible targeted attack. Troopers from the Massachusetts State Police, including the Air Wing, are responding to the Nashua for the shooter, who is at large, advising they are staging at the area, though I haven't yet determined the exact situation going on there. Additionally, units call out Robbie Park. Yep. I assume this is the DM you're referring to. Thank you for the report. Apparently, I can't spell either. We're going to leave a comment live here, guys. It's hard to say why evil happens. Sometimes we never know. But we'll continue to give updates as we get them. But for right now, we're going to continue on with memes. We have a couple from Karen. Ooh, nice one. Gangs of New York reference. This is the night for Americans. I believe this is Gangs of New York. Yep. Mr. William Cuddy. Linda with the heart. Thanks, Linda. This is a night for Americans. Yes. In response to the many immigration stories we covered today. Disney with a well-established franchise. Disney with some gay shit to a well-established franchise. Yeah, they are ruining so many good franchises, guys. They have ruined Star Wars. They have ruined Marvel. They have ruined so many. I really hope that they just have a high turnover rate in their upper echelons so that we can go back to just normal. The left, we need to boycott Disney and ABC. The right's like, oh, guys, we did it. It's a crazy timeline to be in, guys. I have, for the most part, enjoyed this timeline this week because the left is eating itself. And as long as they're eating themselves, we should not get in the way. Now, scientists have successfully combined every Seinfeld character. Oh my God. That is so accurate. It's not even funny. I can see some Kramer in there as well. 100%. Oh, yes. Yes, good. He's typing in all caps. Troll him harder. Yes. Speaking of trolling, guys, our favorite little troll has returned. Chatban is back. Oh. Does anyone else feel like they're being watched? To which the Central Intelligence Agency responded with a grammar correction. Oh my God. We all know that we're being watched. I'm sure NSA Gary is down there in the chat as well. So hi, Gary. Good to see you, as always. Danielle is asking, what am I supposed to do? Danielle, you are supposed to send me memes. About the memes, I need to post more, apparently. Earthshield Initiative also sending a DM asking what we're supposed to do with memes from last night when we had the chat ban roast or toast. Yes. It was a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. Oh, we got a couple here. We got one from looks like Tiffany Fong, posted here by our very own Titan Shell. Trump is shitting on David Letterman now. Whatever happened to the very highly overrated David Letterman, whose ratings were never very good either? He looks like hell, but at least he knew when to quit. Loser. Apparently he got arrested. I just oh my God. Chatban was also streaming this morning. Yes, he was. I believe he was playing some, was it AOE 2? Forget what it's actually called. Touching grass isn't enough. I need to touch the sky. This coming from JP. And as Julie says, always aim higher. Yes, JP always with the high quality memes. Anyone else? Do we have any more? Doesn't look like we have any more. Let's see. We should check the Go Live post, though. Let me check the Go. Sometimes people leave them in the Go Live post. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh, right now we got 12 votes on whether Elon Omar should be denaturalized and deported. That's a fun one. So if you actually want, go check this out. This one is also, if you go to my profile, you can find it in my posts. Go ahead and go vote. Go ahead and go vote in this. I only have 12 votes right now. Right now, do you think Elon Omar should be denaturalized and deported? Yes, no, or strip committees only? Let me know what you think. Go vote in that poll. Show your support in other ways. Yeah, guys, I appreciate all of you. I do. Check out the profile. Different ways to support. Go to the website. You can buy me a coffee or other ways. You can also leave me a tip here right on X as well. You can support my YouTube channel, my Rumble channel, or my X account. You can support my company. You can sign up for a consult call. Yes, get that parasite out of the country. Thank you, Linda. I agree. You can also check out our live schedule there. We will be live or in spaces at those times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the evening update. At some point in the next few weeks, I might be shifting that to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's going to be a big undertaking, folks, but I need your support. I need more people to get this. I need you to repost the live to get more people involved, guys. I've got to have a little bit bigger audience before I can justify that kind of a time commitment. So just help me out. The more we grow, the more we can grow together, and I can bring you the daily news. I can replace the old 6 p.m. evening news. I can bring you all the news from the week. On Saturday as well, you can see there 7 p.m. Eastern for the weekly update. Topic exchange on Tuesdays this last week was lit, guys. We didn't talk about the topics. We usually don't, but we were up until 1 a.m. So come hang out, talk with us, and we also should get around to 2 Vets and a Gardener here at some point. One of these weeks, we'll do it. But guys, I appreciate you all. It's always so much fun bringing you the news. Sometimes it's depressing to read it all day, every day. But you know what? I do it for you, and I appreciate all of you. Yes, you may, buddy. You're so polite. Thank you, buddy. I'm almost done, okay? Okay? No. Give me just a minute, kiddo. Almost done, okay? I'm like in the middle of signing off, okay? Yep, almost done. Yeah. Like it would be over right now if you weren't interrupting. I'm almost done, kiddos, okay? I'll be right there. You're Captain America. And she's a baby bunny. What does Captain America do to a baby bunny? Oh, the dad's Captain America? Okay, and the bunny's the kids? Oh, okay. Sure, why not? Everyone, I appreciate all of you for showing up. Linda says, thank you, love. Hello, children. Yes, hello, children. Bye-bye. One at large. One suspect caught, one at large. Oh, good. So we have another update. Do you have any more? So there is an update. Oh, let's jump to that real quick before we sign off, guys. Update. A couple of people were saying that they were at the wedding are saying it took place adjacent to the wedding itself. Scanner reports indicate 2 people fled on foot, breaking. So, yep. Look at that. 2 police scanner reports. 1 suspect caught. Nashua, New Hampshire police confirmed 1 armed suspect in custody shortly after the incident around 8:20 p.m. Again, this is just breaking, guys. It's 8:43. No identity or charges released yet. 1 at large. 2nd suspect fled on foot, considered a public threat. No description provided. I don't want to jump to conclusions, guys, but when they don't tell us, aren't they kind of telling us? Like, it's an assumption, guys, but usually we're right. I'm just saying. Thank you for the updates, guys. I will keep an eye out for this story, and we will cover wherever it goes on Monday. So I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Take care of yourselves. Make sure to pray. Protect each other and those you love. And put on that full armor of God. Because in an evil world, folks, choose good.